Okay, listeners, I'm so happy to have this comic on. I say she's a comic, but she's so much more. We see each other at the clubs all the time in New York City. She's got a comedy album out called Slightly Off. It's also a comedy special that you could watch. But she, on top of that, is an amazingly accomplished actor who pops up in all of these things I watch. Poker Face was one of the most recent, but Life and Beth also was there, and High Maintenance, and Fleshman in Trouble for many episodes. And as it turns out, she was on 52 episodes of The Electric Company, which is going to make her a god to her child because she's pregnant, everybody. That's right. It's Ashley Austin Morris. Hello.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. You're the absolute best.
How you feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because how pregnant are you? What are we talking? Where are we?
I'm 4 months.
All right.
No, I know. I feel like this is like the golden hour. Like I feel good. Well, last night I had crazy food poisoning, but and the kind where I was bargaining with God. I was praying for wars to end that I did not know had begun. You know, like, I was just like, bring them home, free them. I was like, please, Jesus.
Gaza, Israel, all of them. Bring the soldiers.
I was like, where are those girls? Remember, bring our girls home. I was praying for everyone I ever heard of.
What did you eat? Do you know what you ate?
I don't know, because my husband and I split something and he was fine.
And do you have, I mean, I don't know how you are, what kind of pregnant person you are. I say person all the time. I always say pregnant person. And I know that's as open as it can be, but I think I could still say woman in this day.
I think so.
There's only two cases, I think, reported of anyways. So are you freaking out? Are you anxiety ridden about what you're putting in your body, or are you chill?
No, I'm chill. I think I'm too chill. I think I'm like a third pregnancy chill, but this is absolutely the first child I will ever, and the only one I will ever have. But I mean, it's not my first pregnancy, but yeah, I mean, I don't eat the deli meat or the raw soup. You know, I don't do any of that stuff. But
you mean the deli meat that was all recalled from everywhere?
Everywhere. It turns out everyone is pregnant. That's so crazy.
So crazy.
That was the other thing. Last night I was like, is our food just bad? Like, are we just not going to make it? Like, I was, but I think I'm pretty chill because I don't believe it yet. I'm like, I'll believe you when I see you, baby. Like, I don't really think it's coming. Did you ever go through that?
Well, wait a second. Before we get to that, I will answer that. But because I had technically I've been pregnant twice.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay. So one did not become a pregnancy. I became a baby. I was pregnant and then I had a miscarriage. And then
me too.
I got I think we discussed this at an appropriate place at a basement in the East Village of a comedy club.
In front of Todd Barry.
Exactly. For the comic that totally got it.
Couldn't relate more.
So, and so I just hid it. I was actually so anxiety ridden that I tried to hide it probably till around 4 months. I just couldn't hide it anymore. It was so clear that I was pregnant.
Wow.
But because I kind of showed a bit late and I could dress around it a bit, I didn't tell anyone because I just, part of it was like, I'll believe it when I believe it. And then it just gets to a point. Like I think around now where you're like, I think I have to believe it.
Yeah, I have the exact opposite approach. I'm like, if I'm going down, everyone is with me. Like, if I lose this baby again, it's your problem too. Like, I think I told everyone day one. Like, I knew the second I got pregnant, and I think I told everyone.
That's amazing. Amazing. Okay, just be careful with your microphone, my friend. It's scratching around. I think it's your beautiful hair.
It's not. It's bad hair. But
okay,
anyway,
but seriously, like how pregnant were you when you told people?
I think I was 2 weeks pregnant.
Seriously?
Yeah, because I just don't care. Like, nobody told me to have any of these issues, and so I didn't know that I wasn't. Like, everybody was like, oh, you're already telling people? And I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I? Like, I that's every single thing in my life. Like, nobody told me. I just didn't know. So I was like,
right.
Because the last one I told people, and then I had a miscarriage, and then it was like, was I supposed to just be sad and not tell anyone? Like, it was really...
That's, you know what? That's very healthy. That is extremely healthy. I wish more people had that approach, because I think what you did is you removed the shame from it, or like the shame and the anxiety. And, you know, I think I was also, I didn't want to see people's reaction to me. I was too like that. What kind of thinking is that, where you're just living your life like, well, I don't want to see what, you know, so-and-so looks like when I tell them this.
Really? And what was the thinking behind that? Like, why?
Oh, just so I wouldn't have to deal with it. You know, I could just stir it all up in my little brain, Ashley, and not have to talk to people about it.
Wait, it froze. It broke up.
Oh, it will.
Oh no.
It might do that on and off. You're okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
The imperfect.
You didn't want people to know about being pregnant, or like after the miscarriage, you didn't want people to.
I didn't want to.
That was the reaction.
I didn't want anyone to know any. It's wrong. It's wrong, because guess what? It takes a village. We all joke about that, but you really you need people. You need people to know. You need people to help you. You need people to care. And when you keep it all inside, you don't have that.
Well, and I reached out to you like last year or something, because I had never wanted to be a mother, like ever. Like I've never thought about it. I don't know anything about it. I probably have never changed a diaper. Like I know nothing. And then it was like, oh, really?
Oh yeah. I had no idea I've never changed a diaper. I'm the youngest of 6. No one ever put a child in front of me.
Yeah, me neither. I've never, yeah. And so I don't know it. And so it all came so late, and it all was just like, I could take it or leave it. And that's so not what you hear in our society. Like people either really don't want that and they shun it, or they are going to just huge lengths. And my heart does nothing but go out for them. But I was so like, I mean, if it happens, cool. If not, whatever. And I didn't know anyone else that like, and also in our business,
I know.
That was the one thing I was scared of, as I was like, am I not going to get booked anymore if I'm pregnant?
Yeah. I hear, you know, and I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of women specifically who are comics, who felt different ways about that. And I think, I mean, I know in the beginning, I didn't worry about, because I was very happy performing while I was pregnant. But then once I had the baby, and there were times where I was just a little out of sorts and I couldn't quite pull it off, especially in the first 6 months, I struggled. And so I think did I ever cancel it? I may have canceled one, but did I say something like the baby has this, or I'm just completely exhausted? No, I said the classic, got a corporate gig.
And the baby is a corporate gig.
High-paying corporate gig.
I always say I got a money gig. I should say corporate.
Corporate gig.
That's so much less insulting. Hey, somebody's going to pay me more.
Like, you know, you're like, hey, if you want to match the price of the corporate gig, we could talk.
Did you have postpartum? Is that what
Yeah, I definitely had postpartum. I push myself. I push myself in so many aspects of my life. And in some ways, some of it I think is good. And some of it, as time marches on, is not good and does not serve me. And I was pushing myself too much. And there's no way to cut the sleep deprivation in the beginning unless you have boatloads of money and you have night nurses.
Right. I know. I talked to someone the other day, and they were like, oh yeah, you're just going to have to hire help. And I was like, do you write the check? Like, who writes the check? Who pays? She said it like the hospital just gives you money.
That comes with the baby.
Yeah. And I was like, no. I understand like that as an idea, but like.
I know. That's right. You deliver the baby, and next out of your vagina, a nanny just comes.
A nanny comes. A night nanny.
But it is so true, because I've talked to, you know, part of the desire to do this podcast was because I was out of sorts, and I was just thinking about people who work at night, like we do as women in performance, but there's other women in the world that have careers that take them out at night, like just hours that are not compatible, not only to society, but also like mom hours.
I know.
Not having mom hours. And I was like, how are these people doing it? And a great deal of people I've talked to, you know, they are quite privileged, and they had boatloads of help. And that's how they do it. Like every time I think, Ashley, there's a magic trick.
Right.
It just turns out it's a person.
It's money.
So we did not have a night nurse, and at times I could not.
Ooh.
I just got really, But then, time does march on and things change. And then one day your baby sleeps and you're like, okay, next.
How long did it take for your baby to sleep?
Well, I think you know this from a joke I have, so I won't retell the joke, but I'll retell what it is. I was at Wits End. We did something called sleep training.
Yeah.
Which people feel very controversial about, because you are putting yourself in a different room, or if maybe one spouse or one partner stays at home and the other person goes for a walk or goes to the bar. Dr. Emily Oster, who, wrote many great books about pregnancy and being a parent and child rearing, and also has been on this podcast, is very pro sleep training. But yes, you shut the door and you let the baby cry themselves to sleep. You self-soothe, but you don't run in there and coddle them.
Got it.
And it's emotionally the biggest mind fuck of all time.
Yeah, but your son did just hike for 7 hours in wherever you
went
were.
to Peru. So
it sounds like it did him good.
Yeah, it worked. It took a while. It wasn't like, day 3, there you go. Like, it took a while, but then he slept, and knock on wood, he's a good sleeper. As you've heard a bazillion times, I don't know what you're reading. What are you reading or listening to?
That's what is the problem. This is the most I've ever dived into this. I really don't I'm like, I guess we'll figure it out. I don't know.
So, but what made you change your mind to want to become a mom, a parent?
This is going to sound, so I never wanted to. My husband didn't want to. We got married. We've only been married a little over a year. And then when we had been married, I guess 2 or 3 months, there was just, I don't know, there was something about, I just loved him. And I was like, I want to have this baby. And it's like, it's really not logical. Like, I never want to. And so we were like, okay, we'll try. And then, and this is nothing against it. Like, I love that people are able to get in vitro and everything like that. I just myself have had a lot of hormone issues and some mental health stuff. And so I knew I wasn't up for doing that.
Okay.
And so, we were like, okay, if it works out naturally, great. And if not, great. And he was like, let's just decide we're going to be happy with it, whatever result.
Yeah.
And then we got pregnant right away. And I was miserable. I wanted to die. I was really, really not well, like crazy. To the point where I would Google it and I found some stuff, but maybe postpartum, but like during.
Yeah.
So to the point where I was like weeping on the floor, and I was like, the second this baby is born, you have to like take them and leave me. I was like, I really was out of my mind. Like, it was the worst experience of my entire life. It was bad. Just hormonal, like, I don't know what was happening. So we were like, so then when I had a miscarriage, and there was so much shame because I was so relieved. And I was like, I'm a horrible person.
Oh my God.
Be so relieved to have had a miscarriage, And so then you would really think that after that, I would never want to have a kid. And then to make this situation that was, we went through a lot of other stuff that was really bad all right then. And I'd always wanted a dog. And so my husband got me a puppy. And like the love, like this thing happened in my brain where premeditating my dog's needs gave me some type of weird dopamine. Like, oh my gosh, I need to make sure he goes and gets enough water. Like, loving and mothering this doggy, I was like, I have to have a kid. It like rewired me. Oh. It was so bizarre. It really.
The dog rescued you.
And the dog is not the dog's not good. Like, he's a bad boy. Like, he is the worst. But look.
Oh, what a sweet dog. So the dog made you want to get a human into it. That's hilarious. The poor dog is going to be second so quickly. But dog doesn't know that now right now.
But it's like so crazy is you can't, like, for me, I'm a religious person. So for me, the God thing is like, oh my gosh, you can't I can't there's not a single part of me that would have wanted any of this. And it's just like, you can't outrun whatever's wired in there, I guess.
Yeah. You know, I will have to say, so to your point that you felt so wildly, you know, potentially it's the hormones or what have you, that you felt so bad. So like, I don't want to put words into your mouth, but it sounds like if you're saying if this baby comes, like grab it and leave because I'm not worthy, that's like, you know, you're at a really dark place. You're at a severely dark. Yeah.
And it was really horrible. Yeah.
I got to say, I had, my miscarriage ended up being this kind of odd miscarriage that is just bad luck, has nothing to do with anything, called a partial molar pregnancy. So it's just a grouping of cells that was never going to be a fetus. And so then, you know, but it miscarried, but then they were worried that there was some cells still growing in me. So I had to get blood tests for every week for 6 months. I've talked about this before. It was really harrowing, but what I want to say about that is that what they were looking for to indicate that there were no cells growing in my womb were the hormone levels going down. And it showed me, and I wish someone had explained the mental aspect of that, because the hormone levels that were in my body from having this, you know, creating this life that did not resolve were just off the charts, like just, and then there's nothing in your womb anymore. And I think, you know, again, I'm no doctor, but I remember them explaining, and I just forget the words because I was so out of my mind, them explaining that this is a very hard place to be in.
It's really hard.
But
it's
it was
really hard.
Awful. Like, I remember thinking I wanted to tear the sky like I wanted to tear the sky up and crumple it. Like I wanted to light things on fire mentally.
Yeah. No, I mean, what you went through, that is extreme and awful. And I'm so sorry. I had a miscarriage. And so then I had a they were going to let me sit with like a dead baby in me for a week.
What?
And then, and then I started getting really sick, and I was like, and I went to the emergency room and they did the DNC and they missed some of it. And so I had this inside of me, and I was testing positive with a baby for 2 months after the procedure. And my hormones started going down 2 months, but for 2 more months, my body thought it was pregnant and there was no baby in there. Like,
this is exactly the same.
Yeah, it's awful. It's crazy. And you feel crazy.
You feel crazy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hilarious, hilarious, ha ha ha, because I always say this, it's like amazing. We go to, as when we go to these appointments, these things happen to us, and then they're like, okay, and then you're just walking down the street.
You're just walking down the street. You're just walking down the street. I know. That's why I think I was so like, I'm going to tell everyone, because I'm not doing that again. Like, I remember when I had the DNC, my husband came to get me from the hospital, and I wouldn't put my pants on. I was like, you take them. And I left the hospital with no pants on. I was wearing the stupid diaper panties. And I got in a cab with a top on and those, and my husband holding my pants. And I was like, you can screw yourself. Like, I'm not putting those on. Like, that was my revenge.
I'm done with your pants rules. Okay? I'm post pants. I am in a state of post pants.
Yeah. And like, I remember in it, the nurse was like, do you want us to play music? And I was so out of it. And my husband goes, she likes Fleetwood Mac. I was like, absolutely not.
Oh my God.
So I'll just be in Walgreens. Yeah. And they'll be playing Fleetwood Mac. And I'll be like, oh my gosh.
I know you love your husband, but I mean, and so I'm not here to diss him, but that is so reminds me of my husband, where it's like the stuff he attaches onto. He's like, you know what? She's always loved cream cheese. I'm like, once a year on a bagel at a friend's birthday. I don't love. What are you talking about?
That is so true. He did that last week. We were at his family's. They were like, have you had any pregnancy cravings? And he goes, Pinkberry. I got it once.
Yeah, and it's because it was the only thing open.
Yeah, it's like so weird. It's very sweet.
Okay, so you got the dog, and then you looked at, I mean, did you kind of look at your husband and say, we're going to try again?
Yeah, I was like, I know this is crazy. I don't know why, but like, I really want to try again. And I don't know why he did either. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I don't know if you've ever had those experiences in your life where you don't feel like it's you making the decision. There's like just it was like definitely like that for both of us. Like this feels weird and not in the normal,
in the vein of what we've been doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think all of my decisions in total are just like come out of left field.
Yeah.
I think a lot of just like, and this is what we're doing. And everyone goes, what? All right.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. Cause this is what I feel like.
Yeah.
And then, so when we talked a year ago, cause I remember us talking about it, and I think you were just like, hey, you seem to be working at night. How are you doing it?
Yeah.
And I was trying to be positive, but I also remember going like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing this well. I don't know if you should use me as a model.
Yeah, but I've been a fan of yours before I even knew you.
Oh, well,
you know
that's
what I
very
mean?
sweet.
Like I feel like you do. Oh, thank you. But I feel like you do so many things so well.
Pasha.
You know? And I've seen pictures of your kid. He looks great and he's funny.
He's very funny.
That's all that matters.
He's got his issues. I'm going to say every child does. I don't know if that's true. Most children do. Every person does. Every human does.
Yeah.
So, and I have my issues. That's the great thing I will say about another human. You both find so much more about your own issues.
Yeah.
You both get to find that in a good way.
Yeah.
And some of it's like, wow, I guess I'm now working on this.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's, it's just like, and everyone told me that. They were like, you're going to find out a lot about yourself. Cause I was just like, what does that mean? Oh yeah, I'll throw this at you. I remember this is what I want to hear, something that someone said to you, if they have, especially, I think women say a lot of cryptic things to each other about pregnancy and childbirth. And I kept asking women like, well, for example, I have big scars on my body and one of them's on my torso. So as my belly ballooned, I was a little bit like, what is this going to look like later?
Yeah.
And so I would say to women like, so how do you like your post pregnancy body? How do you feel about it? And I remember this one woman saying, oh, everything kind of went back, but just in different places. And I was like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Have you got any of that stuff?
No, my best friend's always like, I'll get up, and she's so fit. She's so crazy fit, but she's like, yeah, I'll get up and then my stomach will get up a little after that. And I'm like, what? And like, I don't think that's true. I think she's so incredibly fit. But what else have people said? I think people just, what do people say? I don't know. I think the changing body has been very hard.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it coming because I always thought, oh, why do you care if you gain weight when you're pregnant? You're pregnant. Like, who cares? I'm like, nope. It is not enjoyable at all.
Well, if you don't mind, let's talk about that for a second. Cause I was listening. I know a little bit about your story, but I was also listening to a podcast you were on, I think it was about a year ago, with Molly Carmel.
Oh, you know Molly?
I don't know Molly. I just know her. But it's very funny because her podcast is called What Are You Craving?
Yeah.
And I will just, as a very short anecdote, Ashley, I took prenatal. The only yoga class I've ever taken is prenatal yoga because it was like lying on a mat and sleeping. And I was like, yes. And this teacher started the class with sharing, which is one of the things I hate the most, which is, I don't know how you, but it's like so funny. We are on stage, with a microphone sharing, but then someone's like, okay, we're going to go around in a group. And I'm like, I opt out. I
don't want to. Yeah.
I don't want to. And she said, what are you craving? Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so it was so food related. And I remember looking at all these women who were pregnant. It was all women in the class, obviously prenatal yoga again, and thinking, this is an interesting thing. And I don't remember what I said, but I have a joke where I said, because everyone was like dark chocolate and, like bread and just various basic things. And it got to me and I was like, when you've been doing Coke all night and you see the sun come up and you're like, oh God, I signed up for a yoga class. You really need to cut this. A light beer would really just help cut this feeling.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
But that, that was going in my head because I just found it so wild to be, and a lot of being pregnant is so, everyone's always talking to you about food and weight and weight and food.
I know.
And on that podcast specifically, but you've talked about before, you talked about how you have struggled in the past with an eating disorder.
Yeah, big time.
And that you did 12-step programs and
which is not for me, but yeah,
that was not your road to recovery.
No, and I stayed a really long time at that party.
Really? What are we talking?
Oh, probably a decade. I don't know. And I was like, really, Ashley? Something doesn't work for 10 years straight and you just keep at it.
Because you were thinking this is the only path?
Yeah, I was really what people thought was a hopeless case. I was really, yeah. I had been to treatment centers. I had been like, and I will say, truly by the grace of God, I got to go to a really nice treatment center for free out of nowhere. But that seems to be an issue that really you got to be privileged to get help with.
Yeah.
Because if it's drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, there's all kinds of free resources. But with eating issues, it's an incredibly expensive, and I didn't have that type of situation. And so my heart goes out to people that don't have the resources to get help, because it is not easy.
How did you get it for free?
This is crazy. Again, I never want to push my beliefs on people, but it really was a God thing. Like, it was crazy. It was during the pandemic, and I had like been in and out of things. Like, I had been trying for so long and nothing would work. And in the pandemic, like right around the George Floyd time, remember that? Like we were, my mom had moved to Denver, and she was like, why don't you just, no one was flying yet or anything. And she was like, why don't you just come here and we'll try to figure out, like, my mom has no money, but that woman has done everything and anything to help me. Like, she really is like a saint. She was like, why don't you just, come here and we'll try to find some type of therapist or something. At least you won't be alone. I was alone. It was COVID, and that was just that kind of made everyone's issues worse.
Absolutely.
Right?
Nowhere to go to like have some other perspective or just
nothing. Yeah. And so anyone that was struggling, I think was struggling even, more. And I was Googling a therapist, and this eating disorder place popped up in Denver, and I called the number, and I swear there was no reason for me to even call. I knew I couldn't afford places like that. And they put me on hold and came back and were like, oh, you qualified for a scholarship, like a full rack, like free. I was there for 80 days for free.
Wow.
I mean, those are hundreds of thousands of dollars, those programs. And it didn't work, but but it got me out of that 12-step. It showed me that 12-step was not the right recovery.
It had a different path. It had a whole different philosophy behind it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what did change?
I got a miracle. I really did.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, I just did. Like, it's one of those things where there's no way around it. There's no like, it was an act of God.
Yeah.
And I think that's hard for people that maybe don't like believe in that. That's hard for people to understand, but it's just too hard for me to try to make up another reason.
Yeah.
Like, it literally.
As someone I'm an aspiring believer. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I don't have it together yet, but one day.
That's okay. Yeah.
No, recently I was actually just with the Olympics. I was watching the Olympics. I love the Olympics. Do you like watching the Olympics? Did you get into it?
I used to. I was a Nancy Tanya girl, and then that's how far back.
Okay.
Christy Yamaguchi days. Okay, go on.
So I was just watching, and one thing that occurred to me while I was watching, now, of course, I'm watching American television, so I'm getting the American interviews and the post reactions from the Americans, but you also see how the athletes are, what they do after their routines or their swims or their competitions, where they look, what they do. And I was thinking, is it possible as a professional Olympic athlete to not believe in God? That is my question. I'm not sure. I would like to, if there's an atheist Olympian out there, that would like to talk to me
Wow.
on this podcast, which would make no sense since it's called Parenting is a Joke. Anyways. Okay.
Well, did you ever read or watch Chariots of Fire?
Oh, I remember I saw the movie. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a line in that he says, "When I am fast, I can feel God delighting in me."
Oh, that's a beautiful
And
line.
I
That's a
think,
beautiful
yeah,
line.
when your body can't do something and then you feel the next level, you're like, oh, that you feel God. You're like, oh, that,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
you know.
Okay. So as an aspiring believer, I would say if I were to take your experience and just put it through the lens of my eyes, which is a
Sure.
terrible exercise.
No.
I would say the culmination of all of these years and all of these different things, you know, not any particular path or someone being like, this is how you do it worked for you. But there was you took a little bit here and there and here and there over the years. And there was finally the right time for you to put it together. And that is a miracle. That's what I would say.
Well, okay. But I do know that like so many things failed and I would beg God for like 20 years. I'm not joking. And then one day I woke up and every single brain thing that I'd had my entire life with me was totally gone.
That's amazing.
Like totally gone. Like it was instantaneous. And it was one of those things where I went, oh, it's not here anymore. Like it's gone.
Wow. Like an exorcism.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It was nuts. I woke up and I had therapy that day and I remember being like, I think I'm done. Like, I think I'm healed.
Your therapist is like,
something is happening.
I was planning on buying a summer home.
I know. But that's another thing. That therapist let me do a payment plan. I would Venmo that lady like $30 a week and she was expensive. Like I had so many like acts of generosity too.
As your body's changing with the pregnancy, is that a bit of a mind complicated situation for you? It is. Yeah.
This is the hardest I've struggled since God healed me. Like this is, because it's like if I was just like gaining weight where the baby is, fine. But you know, I feel like my body kind of blew up everywhere very quickly. But so that's been challenging.
And what about as per our earlier conversation, craving? Are you like, oh my goodness, I want to eat? Like I just remember eating because I also, deprive myself for certain reasons. Entertainment does not help with body image, everybody, in case you're wondering.
in case you're looking for a job.
But just so much bread. Like that's so much bread. And it's my favorite thing.
So much bread. And also, and I'm not going to do it anymore because I'm like, this was what made me sick. Just jars of pasta sauce. Like, what is that? With a spoon.
Oh, yum. Just ladling it in your mouth right from. Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know why.
What's your flavor? What brand loyalty do you have going?
I don't know. It's just this tomato sauce that my husband buys. I don't know anything. Like, I'm like, oh, this is here.
I'll eat it. All of it.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's you love. Oh, wait. You think that's what got you sick?
I don't know. I'm never touching it again. Like anything I've eaten in this home I'm never touching anything in here again. Like I don't know what I'm going to eat today because that was horrible.
How have you felt about your conversations with your doctor, your OBGYN, like your team? How's it going?
I liked this one lady a lot, and then she was like, "Well, I don't deliver anymore," so she transferred me.
Oh, I had that.
You did?
Yes, I loved this woman, and she was like, "I am New York City too." She was like, "I am out of this game." She looked so pleased, like she was just
so thrilled. Yeah. Was it Dr. Ruttenberg?
She was so psyched to not have to deal with some of these New York ladies.
I'm sure. And so then we got a new lady. And I don't think she likes me and I don't really like her. She's very nice because they recommend all these testings and I was like, why? And she was like, just to know, blah, blah. And I was like, but if nothing can be done, then why?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so, So I don't know. She probably thinks I'm stupid or something. But.
No, I mean, it is. I think it's very interesting because I push really hard on all that stuff too. I mean, I come at it because I think things are just overly done.
Me too.
And so I always asked why. I always said, is this mandatory or recommended?
Yeah.
Mandatory or recommended? Mandatory or recommended? Over and over and over again. Yeah.
That's smart. Because I don't quite understand all the testing when there is nothing that can be done. Like, like nothing.
Okay, so let's just suppose. I mean, I think there's part of it just literally medical liability. They're like, this is here, so if you have a baby and you're like, what the hell, we could be like, we did the thing, and so you knew. And then it's and I just think diagnostics in particular are that is the part of medicine that has just exploded and is the most advanced. Like, we are just so good at diagnosing right now. We have the tools.
Yeah. Oh, that's so smart. You're right.
Yeah.
People are
so
really
we're
into
not great at treating. We are pretty poor at treating.
Yeah. Like, I found out I'm a carrier for like these two things that sound weird and scary. And then I guess I was supposed to get Paul tested. Yeah. And I was like, no, don't do it. There's nothing we can do if he's a carrier as well. There's just some of it that I'm like, I gotta stay ignorant. I don't know.
I know. I mean, this is so interesting because you and I are aligned like this. And I think I keep that quiet. I keep that quiet often because people do not like that at all. They don't like it.
Yeah, they want you to know everything.
They want you to know everything. And they're like, why wouldn't you want to know? And there's some, obviously in everything, but a lot of stuff with these tests with pregnancy, there's false positives.
Exactly.
I would have to live with, I do not have the mental capacity to live with a false positive.
I do not. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I can't. And one of the ultrasounds, it looked like his hand.
Positive.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I interrupted you. What did you say?
No, and one of the things, it looked like his hand was like growing out of his head. And I was like, that's just there, right? That's not like growing out. And she was like, no. It's just like moving. And then I'm like, even that, I really need to just see that the day of. If it was like, oh, the hand is on the head. It's like, I don't want to know about that a minute before. Like, just let him high five me.
This is why I think a lot of pregnant women, and my only experience is being pregnant in New York, which I think has a very specific culture, about it. Very specific culture, because a lot of people have a lot of money. It's a lot of career people, a lot of rich people. There is just a quality of life here where you can get whatever you want if you want it.
Yep. Anytime.
And people are anxious. So everyone's just running around anxious, like subwaying around. I mean, the amount of people I know that did fertility treatments and they, their husbands and them were like subwaying around with like different bodily fluids in canisters, like pressed against their body to keep it warm. Like,
it's so crazy.
So crazy. So then I feel like the pregnant women in New York get a bit of a bad rap because they buy heart monitors to have at home.
I know.
But I also think that that's why I was asking you about your experience with your medical professional, because I also think it's like they put you in a state of anxiety.
They do. They really, really do. They do. Yeah, we have to go to someone different now because of the last conversation I had with her. But
what happened? Do you feel okay to talk about it?
Well, first of all, like, how do I describe it? So it was just about all the genetic testing.
Yeah.
She wouldn't tell me why.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, if it's something that can be done, like if there were some treatment in the womb that the baby could get, fine. But if this is like nothing can be done, then I don't want to do any of that.
Right.
And she just kind of like, to me, it felt like she was thinking I was like being stupid or something. And she like brought up, she was like, well, with your mental health, I would, and I was like, that seems out of place. Like, that doesn't really feel proper to me.
Oh, did you want to say to her, oh, you're bringing up the mental health card? That's where we're at?
Yeah. It was a little bit like, I don't understand why that would be brought up when I just didn't see the need to do all this testing.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, she's probably going like, listen, I'm just trying to give you the best health care I can, based on what's available. But, every person is different and we are allowed.
I'm just plugging in my computer before it dies. And the thing is that I would have absolutely done it had I been given reason, but I wasn't. And I don't know about you, but I often find in these. Can you hear me?
Ashley.
Hello?
Ashley, just hang on. You've broken up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's reconnecting. There you go. Okay, we're back.
Okay.
So just tell me with that again.
Okay, so I don't know about you, but I've often found in these that I don't get like the full story because and I think this has to do with New Yorkers and being an older mom. I haven't sat around for a decade trying to conceive, reading things about it. Right. And I think that they approach me like I have. So I don't often know what they're talking about.
Right. Also, these places are so packed. Your appointments are quick. Like you have to make them spend time with you because they are booked up.
Right. Yeah. Right. And so I'm like, I just need you to tell me what is happening right now. Cause I don't know.
Yeah, I got my age brought up a lot, and it was kind of funny because half I was in a practice where you saw there was 4 women working there, and so you would see each of them because depending on what time you were at the hospital delivering, if you were lucky enough to make it to a hospital, I suppose. It could be any one of them. So you should have a little bit of a experience. And I felt like half of them were like, oh, you're one of my youngest patients. Ha ha ha. This is great. High five. And the other 2 were like, well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And, a couple of them were like, do you want to just point to a day on the calendar that we can cut you open and cesarean out this kid? Because that is our 100% chance of giving you a baby. And the other 2 were like, how do you want to play this?
Oh, wow. Wait, so what did you choose? I would have done that. I would have been like, let's cut her open. Wait,
no, of course I have to pick Ashley. I pick the hardest route at all times.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because I wasn't.
But you've had a lot of surgeries.
I've had a lot of surgeries. Right? Yeah. So I didn't want to put any, I said, if I was at risk, if myself or the baby were at risk, that's a different conversation. But from where I stand right now, we're going to try to go for the vaginal delivery.
Yeah. And I say that about, I would have picked cut with no knowledge, no knowledge. I have a feeling it's much more complicated than I have ever thought.
So has anyone talked to you about that yet? I guess not.
No.
It's coming.
No, it's coming. They just offer a cesarean?
Well, they will ask you what your choice is because some women, in New York, but also in the rest of the world, I'm just saying, my girlfriend, she twice, no particular set of circumstances that required her to be positive for being like, that's the way I want to go cesarean. But she loved the idea of great, it's going to be, my due date is whatever, February 3rd. Okay, January 29th. Let's put that in the calendar. I go in, blah, blah, blah. I leave with the baby.
Wow.
And she did it she did it 3 times.
Wow. That's amazing.
And that was her mentality. She loved that. She loved having that option.
Wow.
And I'm told, the doctors love it too because they can plan their vacations.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Did you get an epidural? I want all the meds.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, did I get an epidural?
I want, I'll take fentanyl. I'll do all of it. I'll do anything. I don't want to feel it.
Yeah. No, when I definitely, I was very much like, oh, we'll see what happens. I don't know. But then when I got to it, I was like, oh yeah, epidural. And I'll never forget that dude because everyone else was kind of scurrying around me, not in a state of panic, but they're rushing. You're a woman in labor. There's a lot of activity around you. And that guy walked in, he sauntered in, he smiled and the light reflected off his teeth. He was totally the hey, Dr. Feelgood has entered the room.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he even, because it was such a difference. I was in so much pain. And then afterwards, obviously, I literally came back to earth. And he and
Wow.
I think I said, I don't remember exactly, but some sort of exasperated orgasmic thank you. And he said, well, if you haven't picked out a baby name yet, I'm Brandon.
Also, that's the worst.
I know. Says everything about that dude. I was like, ugh.
That's so funny. That's hilarious.
Have you bought anything yet for the baby? No, nothing.
No, my mom, my precious mother, just sent a package.
Oh,
and my dog was getting pissed.
what do you mean?
I think he's just pissed that it's like not for him.
Oh, your
Like,
dog
yeah,
knows?
I know.
Your dog knows?
Yeah, he was expecting me to like give it to him, and then he was barking at it. And so my mom sent me something, and a couple of friends have sent me something, but I haven't bought anything.
What do you think of what they sent you?
They're so cute.
Oh.
They're so cute. I mean, I'm having a boy, so I think that, you know, that's, yeah, you get different stuff.
Okay, so wait a second. You elected to know that.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. I didn't want to, I want to know that.
Yeah.
I just don't want to know if he's all messed up. I want to know if he's messed up, I'm going to wait to February.
Right.
But if
right, we'll deal with it. You're sort of like, I'm going to deal with this one where we're at right now. Okay.
Right.
And what, as you envision, going back to like when you were like, how do you do it in the beginning? As you envision what your performance schedule is going to be like, or I mean, you're the real thing when it comes to a working actor. You know, I think a lot of people in comedy might be like, oh yeah, I act, but you're a very impressive acting resume.
Thank you. So do you, but thank you so much. You like are on NPR. You're like the amazing.
No. But do you think about, are you worried? Are you concerned? Are you much more like, we'll just see how it goes? Have you talked to your husband about like, hey, you're going to be on night duty?
Yeah. I mean, the wonderful thing is that my husband's very supportive and of like my dreams and stuff and my career, you know. I'm just like, God, please, I want to keep working. I love working. And I think that fear that I won't is in there, but,
you'll keep
and then
working.
I thank you for saying that. Yeah. I remind myself that like kind of every great, you know, comedian or actor that I like look up to, they all have kids.
They all have kids.
And I'm not saying that so that people that don't have kids feel a certain way. I just meant I need to remind myself of that.
Yeah.
Because there is this story in my head that like, oh, my career will be over. And that's just not it, you know.
Oh yeah. No, I feel like as soon as I had a kid, I was never more aware of, I was like, oh my God, all of these comics have kids. And then I was also so aware of like, oh my God, all of these comics don't have kids.
I know.
It was it is, I would say it's 50-50, but you are suddenly surprised by how many people you know, especially little kids. There's a lot of comics right now that have little kids.
Yeah.
And then,
although one of our colleagues who doesn't have kids saw me, I think 2 weeks ago and was like, oh, did you have the baby? And I was like, I was at that time, I was like, I'm like 3 months pregnant. Like, and I laughed. It made me love this person. Like, I was like, I love guys so much. Like,
so clueless.
I hope my son is exactly like that.
I have the same gestation period as a guinea pig. You are correct.
And he was so sincere. And I was like, that is just adorable.
Oh, gosh, it's amazing. Have you felt anything from audiences when you talk about being pregnant or anything fun?
Yeah. I think it's fun. I think in the beginning, because I was, you know, I started telling people so early. And so I think people were like, what? And then I like the weirdness I feel when they find out it's a boy. They're not as excited. Did you feel that way?
Yeah, that's interesting because a woman with a girl, they're like, oh, it's so cute, and then they're like a boy. Yeah, boys aren't great right now in
I know.
culture. So
I know, but I try to remind them mine's not white.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I try to and then they clap, and I'm like, yeah, that's.
And then they clap.
Yeah, you gotta remind them this is not a full white guy. This is only half of a problem.
And then they applaud. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, I guess we do need another one of those.
Yeah, we need another halfie. We need another Wasian.
I also know that was something I appreciate about you, because I am like, I run myself ragged, and that has been a real challenge as a parent working in especially stand-up that requires just like on top of just performing, we both host a lot, which means that you're not zipping in to do 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever, and then you're out. Like you are there for 2 hours of a show.
A lot of energy.
It's a lot of energy. It pays better, so it's like it's worth it. But it's a huge investment of time, and it's a different mentality. And you know, I don't often replenish the bucket, and I've had to learn how to do that a bit more with having a child, because you come home and there's no like, oh, and now I just lay down.
Oh no. Oh no. So what do you do?
Well, you got to be creative, like you, and that's where the partner comes in. Of like really being really as on top of it as you can about like trading off or doing whatever you can, so you have that. Because I know that you have talked about like you like taking a Sunday or a day off.
No. I take a full Sabbath. Like, we call her Nancy. She's because I have enough energy. I have enough life for 6 days a week.
Yes.
And so Nancy does the 7th day, and you don't speak to her, and she don't speak to, like, she don't like you.
Yep.
She wants to stay in bed. I go to church. I go to bed. I don't speak to anybody.
Yep.
And so I just realized the kid is going to probably want to talk to me on Sunday.
Yep. might have a few needs. Kid's gonna want to talk on Sunday.
How do you write? Like, how did you write when you
I didn't
have this
for
kid?
a while. I just didn't. I mean, that's true. I mean, I would write on stage. Like that is a form of writing for comics, that you have some ideas and you don't have time to like flesh them out because and so you just bring what you can and you write it on stage. I did find, you know, on the opposite end of things, you're right, that the time of that was very hard. And I remember talking to a friend of mine who was an author, and I said, how do you find time to do like the larger product? And he said, oh, I don't anymore. He was like, maybe when they're older, but it's just not. And so I think that's also like an extra challenge, because you hear these other people are like, well, when the kids went to sleep, that's when I hit the computer. But when the kids go to sleep, that's when I'm on the subway to go to my gig.
Right.
So in the beginning, there was no writing. And then when preschool or whatever, like daycare happened, then, you know, there's all of a sudden this amount of time that is given back to you. In the beginning, you're using that time for, you know, you're just like, okay, we're just getting the whole household back up to a baseline. But no, you're stealing time. I like this, literally subway rides have become very precious to me.
Yeah, but there, I bet you, I mean, you're very prolific, so I'm sure that you know, that it helped. You did it, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad you say that, because I don't feel prolific at all, because then we both run in circles where you look at people. There's some people out there that are prolific, my friends. You're like, wow, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, and that is an entirely new act.
Yeah.
I know, but nonetheless,
Josh Johnson. I'm sure
you just do what you can, right? You just do what you can.
You just do what you can.
I did find being creative with the time to be creative is like a whole thing. I am desperate to unlock that secret. I haven't figured it out.
Really?
Yeah, you're coming back. Well, I'm monitoring you through this whole time, and we're gonna figure this out.
Okay. But you know what? I remember, you know, Joan Rivers, when like Louis C.K. was first starting to do that like new hour every year. And that was like the first to do that, right?
Yes.
And Joan Rivers was like, okay, but it's also a skill to say the same jokes for 10 years in a row as if it's the first time.
Sure.
And so like, I think we've so let that mentality go. Like I do it. Like if I don't have a new joke every night, I'm like beating myself up. I know. And that's so it is a little bizarre.
Well, and sometimes, you know, you find better ways to tell jokes after you've told them for a while. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll
Yeah.
have something on the shelf that I'll told a bunch of times, then I'll shelve it and I'll be like, I'm just done with that bit. And then for whatever reason, I don't know, it just ends up back in my act one night and I'll be like, oh, that's how that should have been told. And that's what that's really about.
Right.
But also my friend Jim McAleese, a Canadian comic that I loved when I started in Canada. He always said he was one of these people with a million great one-liners for wisdom one-liners. And he always, because he was like, Ophira, you do too much new stuff. Like in the beginning, I didn't know who I was. I was trying to find my voice. I think I was just like scattershot all the time. And he said, it's called a routine for a reason.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just never forgot that. It's called a routine for a reason.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
We've really gone away from that.
Absolutely.
As an art form lately.
Yeah, I just think too, I mean, the one real positive thing about the creativity and then having a new kid, like whenever I do storytelling, when you need to help people with prompts for storytelling, 4 easy prompts are first, last, best, worst. And as you get older, it's pretty hard to find firsts because we just, you experience life. But this as a first, you will be blossoming with ideas.
That makes me very
blossoming
happy.
Because there is everywhere it will just be your job to figure out what are the ones that you want to talk about, what are the ones that differentiate, because there is so much of it that is wildly the same, like even with everyone's very specific journey.
So
much of it is the same.
Wow. Oh, that's exciting. Thank you for telling me that. Did it break up again?
Something happened. It could be me. It could be me. I don't know. All right. Okay, we're back. Okay, before I let you go, I have just 2 more things I want to ask you about. Electric Company. Okay, I grew up on Electric Company. Obviously, you were in a different version of the one that I grew up on, but that is also just known for so many great stars have been on the Electric Company. You were on it, what 52 episodes? I mean, years.
I don't remember 52 episodes, but
I saw that. I saw that on the IMDb.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so wild. Yeah, they rebooted it in 2008. And it was my first TV job. And it was a lot of most of us were theater people. And it was a lot of our first TV job. And it was the best. It was the best experience. And those fans are so sweet because they're like adults now.
Oh yeah. And you were hanging out with kids.
Yeah. And now I went to a coffee shop the other day and the guy was like, are you Francine? Like he's working there. You know what I mean? It's like really sweet.
Oh my God.
It's really sweet. Yeah.
And did he give you a free coffee?
He offered to, but I had decided I went, it was like a bagel place. I was like, oh, I'm not hungry anymore. But and I felt so bad because he wanted to give me, I was like, oh, you can come to a show.
I love that. He's trying to offer you something. You're like, no, I can't. But now I feel bad. And now I'm going to get you into something for free.
What? Yes. Yep. That's exactly right. That's what I do to everybody.
You're perfect. You are perfect. I mean, I know this is forward thinking, but have you thought I'm going to be able to show my kid a kid show that I was on?
You know what's so crazy is I have not had that thought once, and I think it's because when it was in its heyday, my niece was the perfect age, and she would not tell anyone. They would show it at her school, and she would not say that I was her aunt. And I'm like, why? This could be cool for you. So I think I never ever.
Did she have a reason?
I don't know. I think she thinks I'm embarrassing. I don't know.
That's how kids, these nasty kids.
I know.
Okay, so Halloween is just around the corner.
Okay.
Are you a big dresser-upper?
No. Are you?
I mean, on and off, but not really. I used to, when I was a kid, I loved a teenager a little bit, but then I sort of went off.
Yeah. Yeah.
No?
Did your son love it?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Loves it. Loves it. No, I was just wondering if you were going to do some sort of, pregnant costume take of something.
No, I never do Halloween.
Never?
I never do.
As a kid?
I wasn't allowed to.
Why?
It's like the devil's holiday. I really wasn't allowed to. We your face.
Yeah. Okay.
And so
No,
I think I've
good.
never had an interest in it, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know why. I mean, I'm gonna let my kid. Obviously, I can't wait to put him in a little
Sure.
like, elephant, like little Dumbo outfit or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know why. And also, I think because we perform, I like never want to do anything extra in our real life.
That is true. I know. It's like different makeup. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah. Like when New York had a Halloween party, I think like 2 years ago, I think I wore a robe and went as like like I just put on a robe. I was just comfortable. I have no ability to.
Oh yeah, you're that person where it's like, did you make that costume from your own closet?
Yeah. Like I remember one time I wore a trash bag and was white trash, but like I just like I can't. That was like the extent of my Halloween.
So good.
And when we were growing up, you could so you had to pick a Bible character and go to like Hallelujah Fest. And there was like only Ruth and Esther.
Yeah.
And Ruth hangs out with her mother-in-law. And Esther's so hot, she saves the Jews. So everyone was like, I was always Esther.
Of course.
Because she was a smoke show. She saved the Jews.
Yeah,
she was hot.
She was the best, right? Yeah, she was.
I love Esther.
That's so right, because you did. I did read somewhere where you said that you were raised cult adjacent.
Oh, did I say that?
Yeah, I was like, that's a great combo of words.
I said that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
It's this is like a little bit of a serious thing, but I think I love Jesus. Like my faith is the most important thing to me. But God is not American, and what I perceive to be what I would call nationalism has merged into what people call Christianity. And I think it's filthy and horrific and dangerous. And so I'm very like, about like I don't like to be associated with what people consider American Christianity, which is so sad to me.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So
it feels
how do you feel about
so
white?
hijacked.
How do you feel about white Jesus?
No, absolutely not. I think that would have been mentioned. I think it would have been like, and believe it or not, this guy is see-through. Like I don't think that Jesus could have been white. I really don't.
Yeah,
really
it
don't
does. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. So, okay. So based on that, are you a big Christmas person?
I mean, I don't think of Christmas as like, I don't like the gifts, and I don't like the commercial stuff of it, but I like Christmas.
Yeah. Tree?
Yeah.
Christmas tree?
I've never bought one, but I will now that I have a little kid coming.
It's so funny because, listen, I was raised Jewish. My husband was raised Jewish. Kid came into our life. I was like, we're getting a Christmas tree. He was like, what?
Isn't that so funny?
Yeah. And I was like, we're getting a Christmas
I love
tree.
That.
Because I think they're pretty.
You want him to, yeah, they're pretty. And it's so funny you say that, because so my father's side of the family is Jewish. And I used to say I was half Jewish, but then now, people get upset with you because like it goes through your mother, and so it's like whatever. I just don't talk about it anymore. And because I'm a practicing Christian, I just like I can't get into these conversations. Like it's just it's too heavy for me to talk about, right? But I always felt like bad because I'm like, well, it feels like I'm cutting off like half of my ethnicity or something. It's confusing, right?
Yeah.
And so my father is an atheist, and I was raised by my stepdad. But this is such a long way to say this, but so my husband's family, sometimes they pray in Korean, and it's like not only a different language, it's a different way of praying. And I feel so connected to God when I can't intellectually understand the words.
Oh,
and so when we have our child, I really like, there's so many things about the Jewish faith that I want to incorporate, meaning like prayers that I don't necessarily understand, but that I truly feel like our souls are speaking to God. And there's just, I don't know. I think there's something so beautiful and there's something so beautiful and sacred in like some Jewish prayers that and Jesus was Jewish. So
that's right. That's right. I remember the day I explained that to my kid.
Really?
Yeah. He was very confused. I remember the day
Really?
it was explained to me. I remember very specifically what it was explained to me. And then I told my friends, because I was the only Jew. It was me and one other Jewish person in my elementary school. And I told my friend, I think it was around grade 3 or 4, that Jesus was Jewish. And let me tell you, they were not happy. They were like, no, he's
Why?
not. Because they just didn't know. And it sounded weird. And they were just like, no, he's not. No, he's not. That's impossible. We were like, go ask your parents. Go ask your parents.
That's so wild. Yeah, we even went to Messianic churches for a little bit.
Okay.
Which I love. Which I don't know if you know what that is.
I don't really know what that is.
It's a form of Judaism, but you believe that Jesus is the Messiah.
So
like
right.
it's a continuation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a continuation of like you are combining Christianity and Judaism, because they're really like, the only difference is we believe Jesus is the Messiah.
Yeah.
That's the only.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I think that as a aspiring believer,
yeah,
I'm open.
I love that.
Aspiring believer. Yeah.
I love it.
It's my new thing. How, on a scale of like 1 to 10, how excited is your husband?
For me, it's just right, because I know he's happy about it, but he's not going to creep me out. He's not like,
that's beautiful.
I'm really creeped out by how into being dads a lot of dads are.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
When they're like rubbing the tummy and kissing it like that.
Ugh. He gonna get hit if he tries to touch my stomach.
Or like rubbing your feet. How you doing, sweetie?
Absolutely not. If he touched my feet, I would be like, we have to separate. Like, this is. Do you understand? I sent him a text saying I'm pregnant, and he gave it a thumbs up. Like, that's it. Like that. And for me, I was like, there goes my man. Like, I was like, yes.
That is so perfect. Oh my God. Okay, Ashley, thank you.